When I was a kid, the elections that I remember my siblings having pieces of paper and tabulating the results. As the chairman announces the result, they're tabulating the results. Everybody wants to know who's leading, how many votes each candidate has, and everybody pretty much was interested in this information.
Now, people that are on the move, people that are outside the Gambia as well, wanted to get access to this information in a very timely and a user-friendly manner. So what we are trying to do was to ease access to this information in a way that while the results are being announced, you will get it real time from the constituency level and then also the regional level.
Especially for journalists like me, sometimes during elections, you see fake news peddled on social media. So as a trusted app, it has always been helpful for verification on certain information.
In this age of social media and all sorts of resource fluid, so it has become my primary source for credible results. Because I don't have time to follow exactly the time IEC announces the results. So, but anytime I can just go there and update myself on the overall results as well as the, the constituency results. So it's been very useful for me.
Marble application is actually developed to ease election information. As we all know, like what is happening today. During election, you have to sit at home, watch TV from morning to night to the following day to be able to get the election results and other information. That is why we developed Marble, to make sure that people can go about their business while accessing election information, most especially the election results.
Thank you. I think the Marble app is a very good, it's a very innovative tool of sharing election news and information before and during and after the election. I found it more useful in terms of general information about the election, for having like a sort of one-stop shop portal through an app.
I mean, when the polls closed and the results were being published, people were asking, where is Marble, where is Marble? We said we are going to publish verified election results. Election is a very critical and sensitive situation. In as much as people are desperate to get information, we had agreement, an MOU agreement with the IEC, that we are not going to publish results before them. We are only going to publish certified results that come from the IEC. And that's the reason why if you see the data on the Marble is totally reliable and unquestionable.
As a journalist, I found the Marble app very, very useful to me in the sense that it enables you, get a hold of all the parties that are involved in the presidential elections. It is not only limited to the presidential elections, as it has a portion on the app that will lead you to the National Assembly elections, the by-elections, local government elections. It is an app that will help you know about the results that the candidates will get from each constituency.
We are getting more downloads day by day from Apple Store. We have more downloads from Play Store. It's like people are downloading more. If you look at the rating of the app, it's the most downloaded app per day in the Gambia, and of course the most downloaded app per week in the Gambia, which has never happened in this country.
So we really welcome the idea from Gambia Participates, given the fact that over 60% of the population are youth. And we know that between 2006 and 2012, when I used the internet for the first time, the internet access grew by 135%. Between 2020 and 2021 alone, internet access grew by 23%. So with a youth population of more than 60%, one imagines, you can only imagine how many people are online today and will be online tomorrow. So the best way, I think one of the most effective ways to target youth, to give them electoral information, is through technology.
The Marble app was very effective in supervising some of the constituencies because we had to check if the results that were given to us by our observers and what is on the Marble actually collided. The Marble app was also able to help us know the actual figures before the IEC was able to announce, and it was very effective, and they actually the same as the ones we did.
Because of the traffic, we have about 20,000 people accessing the app at the same time from 6 p.m. So we were experiencing that traffic, and then our developers were quick to respond in the situation, and they expanded the traffic that now you can actually use the app without. So that problem has been resolved. I think those were some of the hiccups that we did not expect. But also it helped us get to know how important this application is to the users.
Over 22,000 downloads. This is a big deal for a population of just north of 2 million, with only maybe about south of 500,000 people on Facebook. So it's quite a huge number for an app within a very short period. We had a brief downtime, actually. Luckily, we were able to resolve this right before the chairman started announcing the results. I think there's a combination of factors. I think the first thing was the fact that we have some security features on the app. There's a common attack called denial of service attack, where somebody just hits onto your service and prevents it from being functional, right? Overwhelm your service with something. So we have this implemented on our system, and we had a third-party provider. There was a service we were using by a third-party provider, because the system is what you call decoupled. So we had a third-party provider, a service that we were using, who saw an anomaly, because at around 5:30, all of a sudden there was a significant spike in the user base. So the third party saw that as an anomaly. So naturally, they started to throttle us. They started to rate what they call rate limits. So this is really where the problem started. So we were able to swiftly fix that, to contact a third-party provider to say, hey, this is not an anomaly. We expected this spike in the use of this platform. So then we were able to resolve it together.
Yeah, we identified one of the most innovative software development company in this country called Azotec. They're young like us, and they have been doing a lot of great stuff. So in 2018, actually, this is when we started developing Marble. So in 2018, we had the idea as a civil society organization, Gambia participate. So we approached them and told them, well, this is what we wanted to do. We've identified the challenges in easing access to election information, and we wanted to get that solution. So that's the reason why we approached them. We had this conversation, and they have the solution. They have the technology solution. We had the idea, and they did that in 2018. It was working, and later on we take it back to make sure we expand the features. In fact, now if you compare the one that we were using in 2018 and this one, they're really in different levels.